Hey, I think I'm live. This is the second time I'm live on YouTube, so I'm going to take my time getting in here. Um, I'm Megan, and I'm a holistic integrative nutrition health coach, and I love helping people clean up their eating, heal their lives, heal their trauma, lower the stress to come into more and more alignment with worth and purpose. And if you're with me and you join this live today, please comment because I think last time I learned that sort of much like Instagram, the comments don't stay during the live. Like people can comment during the live, but they don't stay underneath this video. So feel free to comment. Um, and today we're going to talk about how it's all connected. How I believe, in my opinion, it's all connected. There are no mistakes. There are no coincidences. Only choice. Yay, the comments are working. Hi, Becky May. I'm so glad you're here. This again feels sort of like a new voyage because I'm gonna just so the rest of you know when you watch this on replay or catch this with me live. My intention is to go live every first Tuesday of the month, Tuesday at 2, every first Tuesday. So welcome to March. It's March 2023. That's crazy, right? So we're going to talk about how it's all connected. I believe there's no mistakes, no coincidences, only choices. And I like to start all of my lives with some breath work for me to ground me, to ground the live, to ground you guys in the middle of your day. So today we're going to just do 3 breaths of very, very white divine light. You're going to breathe into your heart chakra. In your throat chakra, we'll breathe into heart and throat and out the crown, just to align our heart receiving, right? And then connecting to our highest self, God, universe, angels, ascended masters, spirit guides, spirit family, whatever you want to call it, that the unseen, the awesome unseen, right? So just a little breath work to start with. Inhale, bright, bright, bright white light into your heart chakra. Inhale. Inhale further into your throat. Exhale up, up your crown chakra. Connect to your highest self. Inhale heart and into throat also. Exhale up and connect. Good. One more. Inhale white light to heart and then throat. Exhale it up through your crown and connect to your highest self. Receiving everything to your heart, heart-based receptivity and connection. So the cool thing is, I was fine with this topic. I decided this topic yesterday to talk about this, how it's all connected and there's no mistakes and no coincidence, and there's only choice. And then you know how there's divine timing, right? And synchronicities and coincidences, right? Which there aren't. But then I get this text from one of the apps I subscribe to. By the way, I really like the app Serious Joy, Sirius Joy, Serious Joy. Christopher Witecki is the main man. He's been out for a little bit, dealing with health issues, but the service is still going and it's great. But I get their texts. And the text today at noon, so 2 hours ago, it said, "There are no coincidences today." Validation, right? There are no coincidences today. If something pops up causing worry or resistance, let the message be to let it go. Peaceful feelings are to be accepted now. So I thought that was extraordinarily validating that I'd chosen the topic of there are no coincidences. And then the app I love texted me, there are no coincidences today. How about that? So this is just going to be a little brief one. I love these to be chatty and interactive. I know that like a lot of YouTube lives are kind of like lectures, and I'm okay with that. Like when the comments and such haven't been working or on my side in other platforms, it is sort of just like a one-way mirror lecture. But I actually really enjoy chatting, because then the videos I put up that aren't live can sort of be the talks. That's just my feeling on these. So, how I feel it's all connected, how I feel there's no coincidences, no mistakes, only choice. So I know that some of you who follow me know that I've referenced this movie before, but I saw it in the movie theater in like 98 and I haven't seen it since. But the opening before the credits really stuck out to me. Sliding Doors is called the movie is called Sliding Doors. And it's interesting because uh I'll reference it later, but like before the credits roll, she's on her way I think it's Cameron Diaz, but I'm not sure. She's on her way out of her apartment and she chooses to grab her umbrella and she misses the train. And then they scroll back a little bit and she's heading out of her apartment to work and she chooses to leave her umbrella and she catches the train. And then there's two different movies because of choice, right? And that was not like a life ending or life altering choice in our minds, grabbing the umbrella or not, but it is life altering, right? Because it's choice, conscious and unconscious, mindful and unmindful thoughts and feelings and actions are basically super general ways to look at living, right? If we're living in mindful or mindless thoughts, if we're living in conscious or unconscious feelings, right? If we're deciding what we feel or just sort of letting our habits and patterns do the feelings, right? Instead of what we want to feel. And actions, this includes eating. I'll reference that later. But of course, we don't mean or want to step on that guy's foot in Starbucks, right? We don't, that's not our intention, right? Or bump into somebody with your grocery cart. And yes, there is free will at play with every person as well. You, him, her, right? But if you wrap back into mindful and consciously chosen free will, right? Because we also have the free will to choose what we think and the free will to decide what we feel instead of allowing our mind, who's a beautiful, important tool, but he is not you, right? Instead of letting them run the show, right? So were you swirling in what ifs about college tuition packages and stepped on his foot in Starbucks? Like, mindlessly, not paying attention, kind of unconscious. You're like, oh, sorry, right? Or were you grabbing bread and some lady ran into you with her cart, right? Where was her focus? Does this make sense? Is this resonating? It's like, and what choice did you make going having turned into that aisle in the store, right? Because sometimes, I mean, I think we all have patterns in grocery stores. You can let me know if this is true for you too. But like, I tend to walk the same pattern. It doesn't matter if it's Trader Joe's or the Publix here or Whole Foods. I tend to walk the same pattern in the store, unless I'm like on a beeline for one product or something. But but sometimes you have to double back. You loop back. You go to get you forget the you know Siete tortillas. Those are delicious, by the way. Siete brand tortillas. You forget them. So you've done your pattern and you're like, oh, well, loop back, right? Maybe, you're reaching those tortillas and she runs into you with her cart. Like, what was she thinking about? It seems nitpicky. It seems really nitpicky. Yet, existing now and then now and then now, right? It's always now. It's always now and now. And I can say the future is now, but it's really not because it's only now. And the past was now, but it's really not because it's only now, right? That's why, I mean, I don't really understand quantum physics fully. I haven't studied it per se, like in depth. And I also know that, time is a construct and whatever, but we literally are only now. So if we practice existing now, like that's why we're here in this lifetime. Why, when we're here now and present and feeling your feet and aware fully where we are, like feel your feet wherever you are. If you're at work, if you're listening to me in your car, pay attention to the road. But feel your feet. If you're listening to me like on the couch, feel your feet, right? Pulling fully presently into yourself, it helps us make way more mindful choices. Let's use food, for example, because I said earlier I would use food. It helps us make way more mindful food choices both healthy and fun indulgences, right? Because if you want a fun indulgence, you choose to have that fun indulgence if you're going to have like a piece of cake or go out for ice cream with your goddaughter or whatever, right? And being present and being with yourself and mindful and now, you will hopefully intentionally taste every lick of that ice cream cone, every little chomp of the, waffle cone, every you might, it will be a very mindful, present, awesome, fun indulgence. Meredith, hello. I'm so happy that the comments are working, people are joining. So when you do that, you can be way more mindful of the healthy food you eat, so you don't just grab something mindlessly, and also of the indulgences you have. And you can also, we can hold our own hearts and start taking tiny steps out of stress eating. When we do that, when we exist more now and then exist more now and exist more now. So if you're, somebody texted me and she was like, I realized I was in bed at 6 a.m. eating chips. Right. So if you're there in that situation, you say, oh, okay, I'm in bed with chips at 6 a.m. It's okay. Shift. I want to shift. I'm going to shift, right? I'm going to choose differently right now in this moment. It's a choice. It's a choice to shift, even minutely, right? It's all a choice. There's no coincidences, no mistakes. You didn't make a mistake. You didn't F anything up by sitting in bed at 6 a.m. with chips. That was a habit or a pattern, or, you're trying to fill a void that chips can't fill at 6 a.m., right? It's okay. Shift, choose to shift even minutely and start doing one thing for yourself, right? Versus swirling like Groundhog's Day every morning, having great intentions and ideas of how to move and give your body healthy things, but you end up again paralyzed and stuck and swirling in brain fog or fear of failure or something, right? It just doesn't have to be that way. It's a choice. It's a choice, and you can shift. You can alone, yes, and by setting yourself up. Becky May, I understand and am aware of mindfulness, but haven't come to understanding no coincidences, no mistakes. I feel like it's all choice. So I'll go back. I'll keep going with what I was on. But if you're, well, for example, let's go to that sliding doors movie again. If you choose to, right, she chose to grab her umbrella and that made her miss her train, right? In that movie before they slid back and had her choose to not grab her umbrella. So she grabs her umbrella. Who do you run into? Or what arises and what all plays out after that is kind of your choose your own adventure movie, right? So it's just an exercise on being truly, truly, truly present every moment. I grabbed my umbrella. It's okay. I missed my train. We don't have to go back and analyze, but you could say, I wonder if I'd caught the train if I didn't grab my umbrella, right? It's those things. But I really just feel like it's a choose your own adventure life book. And does this make sense? And so she grabs her umbrella, and you don't, like, maybe if you hadn't grabbed your umbrella and you caught the train, you wouldn't have run into this guy, right? Does that make sense? Or you wouldn't have um uh whatever, walked past that coffee shop where your boss was and end up walking in the building with your boss who's like, this reminds me, I've been wanting to talk to you about shifting your position into that space that we talked about in September, right? It could be anything. Or if you don't grab your umbrella and you catch the train, who do you run into then, right? So I feel like it's not a coincidence that we ran into this celebrity. It's not a coincidence that we ended up talking to this person um, in the restaurant while we were waiting for our mom to show up. I feel like if you dream or think about somebody, I feel like either there's an energy exchange and they're thinking about you too, or yeah, I feel like there's always something there, or maybe something's happening, or something might happen. I always text people, I dreamed about you, and if it's really ridiculous and silly dream, I share that with them. But you don't know, maybe a week later they're like, he's in real estate, I'll actually call him. Who, I don't know. It's not ours. It's not for us to know, but it's kind of fun to think about because every every action we take, mindless or mindful, every decision we make, every response we make or don't respond or don't decide, right? And just kind of roll, they're all fine, but they're all a free will choice of the choose your own adventure uh life, choose your own adventure book. Does this make sense, Becky? Does that resonate? Like what I'm trying to say, what I think and what I feel on this topic, because I really don't think, like, even if you end up taking a turn, Meredith, I love that movie. I think about things I did or went through, but I wouldn't be who I am now. I like me now. Yeah, exactly. And like some of the crap things, like I was going to say, exactly, like some of the things I went through, you might not have wanted to put teenage you in that space, or little, 9-year-old you in that space, or 40-year-old you in that space, because you don't wish that on anyone. At the same time, here you are in the divine right timing. You are in the right place and you are in the right time doing the right thing, because here you are, because you are. Do you want to choose and choose differently and change what you're doing right now? That's okay. Shift. Becky, it's getting there. We'll have to sit with it more. We'll just keep talking about it. Becky, we'll keep talking about it. Becky is one of my clients. She's worked with me one-on-one and in an awesome group. And so she and I will just keep talking about it. It's just like, if you end up, like, say you take a wrong turn somewhere and you're in a bad part of town. Yay, Becky. You're in a bad part of town, right? That's doesn't feel good. Kind of scary. Not what you want to do, right? It's not where you belong. It doesn't feel comfortable. You don't know the ins and outs of this area. It's okay. If nothing else, I'm just pulling this out of the air, but if nothing else, it reminds you to be more mindful, or to double check your GPS, or to turn, like, don't use the GPS, but use that other thing my brother uses, Waze, I think it's called. But do you know what I mean? Like, if nothing else, what happened, it was not a mistake, right? You just learned to do it differently. Becky, you will get there. Meredith said yes. And I mean, holy crap, where Becky has reached, such a different person. Me too, right? I'm a completely different person than 20 years ago. So she's kicking some ass. But yeah, it's there's no mistakes, there's no coincidences, in my opinion, because it's all free will, whether it's mindless free will or mindful free will. Can you be mindful all the time? I think that's what we're striving for. Can you? Maybe. I mean, did the Buddha reach it, or any of the other ascended masters? I don't know. Do I want to? Yeah. Will I don't know. But I'm going to try, So it's not for us to know why, the dream came in, or you think about the person, or you run into this person because you chose to grab your umbrella, or because you chose to leave your umbrella. But when things play out, that's when we say, okay, and then you flow. It's like bumper bowling is life, right? And you make some choices and you go this way, and then that might lead you to things where you're like, that is not what I intended, and that's okay. So then I choose the other way, right? Ours, for us, is to live right now, and then now, and then now, right? As mindfully as possible, every minute of every day. That's ours. You chose to come down here. This lifetime is a choice. My lifetime has been humongous ups and downs, to realize that I can choose and decide the ups and be on an upward trajectory with not as much percentage down at all. I flipped from probably 90% awful feelings, 10% happiness, to I'm at least 10%, maybe 5% of the human shit. And I feel pretty great 90 to 95% of the time. And that is a big shift. And I did it on purpose, because I was like, I'm not here for this. I'm here to feel good. So I'm learning how to feel good and gooder, right? As, again, Christopher Wojtecki says. But we're here to live now. We're here to live as mindfully as possible every minute of every day, and listen to our highest self. You know what feels right, what feels good. Something doesn't feel right, something doesn't feel good. You're right. Like those hits and pings that you get from your highest self, those are right for you. Mine will be different, maybe mine will be similar, but those are right for you. And it's also our job to respond to ourselves first, and then from a mindful space, respond to ourselves first, check in, mindful space, respond to others, or don't respond, because not responding is a response, right? And we also are responsible to feed our systems real food to be able to make better choices. Because if it's not coincidence and it's not mistakes and it's only choice, don't we want to make the best choices available? And the best choices available are from a space of mental clarity. And the only way to achieve true mental clarity, because it's all connected, is to eat truly beneficial, real foods 80-90% of the time. Give yourself like love and fun indulgences 10 to 20% of the time. Move your body any way that feels innate to you, right? Connect with your highest self. Take it on a walking meditation, take it in a seating meditation, you know, journal if that's what you do. Breathe, do breath works, do sound healings, right? We need to be able to feed our bodies real food to be able to make better choices, because the real foods give us mental clarity, emotional balance, where the chemical, inflammatory, uber mega processed foods give us brain fog and emotional imbalance. And that's just what they do. That's how our body can't do it. It's all connected, right? I could talk about this all day, and I feel like I need to practice getting more and more clear. English is so limiting. Any language is limiting, right? So it's hard because like I can tell you exactly what I feel when you're like, I haven't quite like completely wrapped, like you are aware of mindfulness, Becky, and you're completely walking on the path of practicing mindfulness as much as possible, more and more every day, right? And coming to an understanding of no coincidences and no mistakes. It's on me to come up with better English to help you feel that your own way, right? To help you experience that their own way. So this is good practice for me to find English words. Not that it would be easier in German or Chinese, but to find the words. So ask questions, ask comments. If you're catching the replay, please comment. Please hit subscribe. Please hit the bell. Please share this channel with anybody who could use love and support and benefit from these live chats, from the videos I put up. And if this resonates with you, Becky, yay, love you too. If this resonates with you and you're interested to start moving into your goals and way past, if you feel ready, like really ready to move into and way past your goals, and you want to know how I work with people, message me. You can comment, you can message me, you can email me. It's somewhere on my channel, but we'll schedule a free discovery call, a free eating without guilt call to see if my program is a good fit for you. Because you can change so much by shifting how you eat. You can change so much by shifting your connection with highest self. You can change so much by finding movement that serves you. You don't have to run. If you like running, run, but you don't have to run, right? We can figure this out. So I love you guys. Thank you for joining me in the live. These comments, again, I believe that they disappear, which makes me sad, but I love for this to be interactive. So whoever's watching it probably can get a good gist of what people were talking with me about, and then comment on your own, and I'll always come back through and comment back. So, all right, love you guys. Thank you. I will see you the first Tuesday in April. I don't know that date because this is going to be first Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube. There's a lot of twos, tube. Tuesday at 2, tube. Anyway, okay, love you. Bye.